Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Mitchell, and right off the bat, I want to thank everybody for your support and feedback on the last Iceland video. It has been amazing, and we had a ton of fun making it, so it's really good to see that you guys are enjoying it. In this video, we want to dive a little deeper into the behind the scenes of the video and how it was filmed, and kind of share some details that you might not have picked up on otherwise. Also, at the end of this video, we're putting a timeline breakdown version of the Iceland video, so you can see the video as the timeline plays, in case that interests you. Anyways, let's get into it. We've been getting a couple comments about the volcano footage that you saw at the beginning of the Iceland video, and it's spectacular footage, except it's not actually ours. It's stock footage. Thanks, Artgrid. Unfortunately, when we were in Iceland, the week that we were there, the volcano was completely dormant. There are a couple sources online that you can look at to see the activity of the volcano, and for the entire week that we were there, the volcano was completely flatlining. Funny enough, the week before we went, the volcano was going crazy, and the week after we left, the volcano was active again. But we seemed to have extremely bad timing, and there was literally nothing we could do, so we had to resort to stock footage. Also, to add onto the bad things that happened on this trip, as if there weren't enough, if you saw the video, you may have seen that we actually crashed our drone.
So Aiden just crashed the drone. No! Ah, are you kidding me?
This was rather unfortunate, but we were actually able to fix it. We used a little bit of duct tape. We also used the piece of the broken propeller from the drone crash as a splint and basically pieced the whole thing back together, and it worked like normal. Luckily, none of the wires on the inside were actually broken. It was just the plastic casing on the outside of the arm, so it was a relatively easy fix. Next, I want to touch on the planning and preparation for this video and kind of share how much planning and preparation went into something like this. And to be completely honest, we went into this trip expecting to film an entirely different video. We planned on making a more cinematic video of Iceland, more like the ones that you normally see, except with all the breakdowns that happened, it was looking like a video like that was looking less and less possible. We did have plans to go into the highlands of Iceland and do a lot of filming there, except again, we broke down not once, but twice, and these breakdowns essentially ruined the entire second half of our trip, and our plans of going to the Highlands were a complete wash. The idea for the video that you guys actually saw came to us after the second breakdown, when we kind of did a brainstorming session to think about what kind of a video can we make with everything that's going wrong. We thought it'd be interesting to do a video that actually incorporated the breakdowns into the video, and we eventually landed on the idea that you guys saw, and then from there we did a bit of planning about different scenarios that we could do that would kind of play into that idea. So these were scenes like the clothing changing scene, as well as the scene where we went to the fork in the road and went different directions to kind of give the effect that the story that was being played out could be altered in real time, as if you were actually writing it. Lastly, I want to give a huge thank you to Artlist for sponsoring this entire video. It would not have been possible without their help. If you're ever in need of royalty-free music for basically anything, Artlist is the place. They have thousands of songs and sound effects just waiting for you to explore that cover a ton of different categories and genres and moods. So whatever you're looking for, Artlist is bound to have the music that you need for your video. One of the best parts is that with a single license, the music that you get from Artlist can be used pretty much anywhere, whether it's client, it's commercial, it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, it doesn't matter. Or if you're not interested in music for commercial or client purposes, they have their new personal plan, which is a little bit cheaper and only authorizes use on your social medias in case that better fits your needs. If you are interested in Artlist, make sure you go check out the link in the description down below where you can get yourself 2 free months of Artlist with an annual subscription. By signing up through that link, it really helps us out as well, so we can continue to make videos like this. And with that being said, I hope this video was somewhat interesting, and we are going to leave you with a timeline breakdown of the Iceland video, so you can see the sound effects, the sound design, the video, everything. It's all gonna be out there for you to look at. If you're new here, make sure you go and subscribe, like, and comment, because it really helps us out. Also, go follow us on Instagram at @TMSProductions_, and enjoy. Once upon a time in the land of fire and ice. This story was led by two noble adventurers. They've got curly hair and dashing good looks. Let me introduce you. Wait. What? These are the wrong guys. Let's try that again. Meet Steven. He's the leader of the group. He's the one responsible for the expedition and a master with the FPV drone. There's no mountain he can't fly. Then there's Mitchell. He's a wizard with the camera. Legend has it, he once tried to get his camera surgically attached to his hand. As a team, they were unstoppable. To battle the elements, the lead adventurer Steven was dressed in a hoodie and jeans. Wait, we need something a little more traditional. A traditional Icelandic sheepskin coat? That's not it. Rain gear, head to toe, the ultimate adventure outfit. The plan was simple, to adventure deep into the Icelandic landscape and explore what it had to offer. Now, they weren't going to do this on foot. Oh no, they needed an iron pony courtesy of some British engineering. Now, although this did look cool, they were known to leave you stranded on the side of the road from time to time. After loading up with enough gear to take on the world, they were off. No plans, no agenda, but the only goal to become one with the landscape. First things first, waterfalls. Now, once the boys were tired of water getting chucked over a cliff and hitting terminal velocity, they were off to the next location. At this point in the trip, things were going well. Maybe a little too well.
We're pretty sure the clutch just went because we pushed it down and it didn't pop back up. Now the only problem is that second gear, maybe third gear? I don't want to stop the car because that means we're dead in the water. This is so stupid.
The not-so-trusty steed had struck again, and our fellow adventurers were now stranded on the side of the road.
This should be up next to this pedal so you can press it in. It's currently on the floor. The main issue now is that we can't shift gears at all. So we're stuck. This thing is now basically a giant paperweight.
There's a mechanic on his way to your location. He should be there in the next half hour or so.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It turns out that of the 2 million tourists that come to Iceland each year, a majority of them don't know how to drive stick. With so many smooth-brained tourists riding these things hard and treating them, well, like a rental, it leaves your well-intentioned, innocent filmmaker without a working vehicle. The night was late and the boys were exhausted, so they decided to hit the hay and catch some Z's. Early the next morning, Johnny was on the spot with a replacement vehicle, and with the boys' new-to-them Land Rover, they were back on the road. With new ambitions and a zest for life, they felt like nothing could stop them now. Now, remember when I said that Steven was a master with the FPV drone? Well, he was foaming at the mouth, just itching to get his drone in the air. However, the weather wasn't in his favor, but finally, things started to clear up, and Steven was able to let her rip. And just like that, the drone was toast. This black sand is more fine than icing sugar that's been through a food processor. Pair that with the extremely corrosive nature of salt water, and the motors were more seized than the lid on that jar of pickles sitting in your fridge. As our adventurers were headed to their next location, their luck had ran out once again. The trusty Land Rover that they picked up just hours before broke down for a second time.
Yeah, Steven, give us a lowdown on what's happening. So we picked up the car earlier today. We noticed a slight, subtle knocking noise, but we thought that was totally normal. I don't spend much time around diesels, so I thought that was totally normal. And right as we pulled into the campsite, we noticed the knocking has gotten substantially worse. The rental place, he was just on the phone now with me saying that, yes, that is totally not normal.
And just like that, our intrepid adventurers were once again left stranded on the side of the road. Classic. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that's a little too much for one story. We have to give these guys a break at some point. Let's scratch that. Where was I? Oh, right. The adventurers were off, and all they had to do was hope that their streak of bad luck was behind them and make the most of the rest of the trip.
That looks really cool. What?
Okay, let me be real for a second. Things did not go according to plan at all. We had many ups and downs, that is for sure. I didn't even mention the part where our return flights home accidentally got canceled by the airline, but that's a story for another day. Even with all of that, we would not have changed anything with the way that this trip turned out. When we're sitting around a campfire with our grandchildren, this is one of the many stories that we're gonna share. If nothing went wrong, then there would be nothing to remember, and it wouldn't be nearly as interesting to share with others. Now, we still had an amazing time, and you would think that with so many things that went wrong, there has to be something that just goes right.
The whole sky is green. Oh shit! This is sick!
No matter how much preparation you do, some things just don't go as planned, and that's okay. In the end, it's all about the experiences you had and the memories you made along the way.
Good, hi.
Coming in me?
Yes, we are.
What's the name of it?
It's going on YouTube.